The relationship between India and the United States has long been one of the shared values, growing trade, and increasing people-to-people connection. But recently, a sharp message from the US Embassy in New Delhi has stirred strong reactions across Indian social media platforms. In a direct reminder, the embassy warned Indian nationals that overstaying a US visa could lead to deportation and, in some cases, a permanent ban from entering the country again. While immigration law are no secret, the timing and the tone of this message have triggered not just the legal concern but the emotional backlash from the Indian citizens, many of whom feel that warning was kind of unnecessary and it was harsh. And also, this particular warning lacked diplomatic sensitivity. According to the official statement published by the embassy, individuals who stayed in the US beyond the validity of their visas will be subjected to serious consequences. The language was clear. Violating the terms of one's visa may lead to forced deportation and, in some cases, a lifetime ban on returning to the US. Now, for a country like India, with thousands of families having personal, professional, or educational ties in the US, this stern warning has caused worry and frustration, specifically those who are planning to visit or currently staying in America. On social media, many Indians saw the announcement as more than just a reminder. They saw it as a threat. Some compared it to America's own prolonged military intervention abroad. In fact, one user sarcastically asked, "How long were you in Afghanistan?" Well, others criticized the embassy for using such language that seemed more about intimidation rather than an information. There were also voices calling for reciprocity, suggesting that American travelers in India should also be reminded in similar tone to obey visa rules. And a few even went further, calling the embassy's post undiplomatic and humiliating, specifically for a country considered one of America's key strategic allies. But you know what? Behind this sharp reminder lies a broader context. The United States is currently undergoing significant political shift, specifically after Trump's entry in the White House for the second term. Immigration has once again become a central issue in American politics. Also, US President Donald Trump, known for his aggressive stance on immigration, remains an influential figure, and his policies have shaped much of the recent conversation. But now, amid this backdrop, the embassy's message may be part of a wider campaign to discourage illegal overstays and signal a stricter enforcement approach. Also, it is very important to understand what overstaying a visa actually means. So, when a person enters the United States on a temporary visa, be it on tourism, education, or business, the visa has a clear expiration date. If the individual remains in the US beyond that authorized stay without applying for a visa extension or a change of status, they become unlawfully present. Now, this can trigger a range of consequences like removal from a country, a bar on re-entry for 3 or 10 years depending on the duration of the overstay, and in extreme cases, a permanent ban. Moreover, this record of overstay becomes a red flag in future visa applications, often leading to denial. While this particular warning was being discussed, another major immigration development took place in the US court. A federal appeals court rejected the Trump administration's attempt to resume deporting migrants to the countries other than their own, and also without giving them an opportunity to explain their fear of persecution. The court's decision highlighted that even in an increasingly strict immigration enforcement environment, basic rights and protection must be preserved, specifically for those facing real danger in their home countries. Adding to the mix, then US Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem recently issued another warning, this time invoking the Alien Registration Act. Foreign nationals staying in the US for more than 30 days are required to register and update their locations with the authorities. This old but rarely discussed rule has now been revived as a part of renewed effort to track long-term visa holders. Now, for Indian citizens, the message is crystal clear. Follow the rules, respect visa timelines, and avoid the shortcuts that we generally take. Even a fewer day of overstay can have long-term impact. Whether one is a student, one is a tech professional, a tourist, or even a business person, staying compliant with the US immigration law is now more crucial than ever. So, as the political wind shifts in America and immigration comes under the sharper scrutiny, Indian travelers must be ready. The US may still remain a land of opportunity, but only for those who follow its rules.